Hey everyone, my name is Sarah if I haven't met you before. In this longer Vinyasa practice, we are going to play with some lower body strength and mobility movements, including our pistol squats, as well as some upper body movements, including some handstand variations. So the vibe of the class is going to be challenging, but fun, hopefully. So I hope that you enjoy it. Something that I've been focusing on in my practice, whether that's my yoga asana practice or my meditation practice, even my strength training, is consistency. Because when we are consistent week on week, it means we get the results that we're looking for, whether that's physically feeling stronger, more flexible, more able, whether that's energetically, potentially more focused, more balanced. And the Yoga Sutras back me up on this. So the sutras are threads of wisdom. And one of them says, practice becomes firmly grounded when well attended to for a long time, without break, and in all earnestness. So whenever we're trying to develop a practice or a habit, the Yoga Sutras say that we need these three things in order to do so. All right, my friends, we are going to begin on our backs. Roll yourself down, and however you land is up to you. You could have your legs long in Shavasana, or you could have your knees bent in constructive rest, feet wide, knees knocking together. Just tuck the chin in slightly so the back of the neck is long on the ground. Take a deep breath in through the nose, fill up the belly, the ribs, and the chest. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. Softening the body, encouraging a sense of heaviness, of release. And if you haven't done so already, you might like to close the eyes down. When we do so, it allows us to notice the inner landscape of our mind, our body, our heart, a little more easily. So as we take this time to pause before we move, you might like to notice what's going on. How have you landed on your mat today? And the more we create intentional time to check in with ourselves, the easier it becomes, not just on the mat, but also off the mat when we're moving through the world. Let's take 4 more breaths here. So inhaling through the nose, inflating the lungs as you feel the lungs press out on the ribs as it lifts up the chest. And then as you exhale, feeling the ribs close in, the belly softens, the chest softens. A few more times like that. And if you'd like to constrict the back of the throat for Ujjayi Pranayama, then feel free to bring that in here, creating that wave-like sound. helping to slow our breath down. One more big breath in. Hold the breath at the top. Try breathe in a little bit more. A little bit more. Big breath out through the mouth. Letting go of any extra tension that has arisen. Let's start by bringing the knees on top of the hips. And then place your hands on your thighs. So you're in reverse tabletop. Lower back presses down to the ground and create a push-pull sensation. So you're pushing with your hands, you're pulling with the knees. And from this, you should already begin to feel the core shake a little. I don't know about you, but I am. I'm just going to hold here for a few more breaths. Helping to get the core more active as well as the hip flexors. Let's go one more breath. Then lift the toes up towards the sky and the hands on top of the shoulders. Clasp your hands into fists and then roll out the wrists and the ankles. You might go in one direction, see if you can go the same way with the wrists and the ankles. And then roll out the other way. A little bit of a coordination challenge here as well. And then see if you can go opposite directions. So your right hand and your right foot goes in one direction and your left hand and your left foot goes in the opposite, the other way. And then swap directions. We're going to be working with our ankles quite a bit today, as well as warming up through the wrists. Draw the right knee into the chest, extend your left leg long on the ground. Hands hug on top of the shin, and if you felt like more, lift your left foot to about 45 degrees. Press the lower back towards the ground, and if you felt like more, nose could reach up in the direction of the knee. So bringing a bit more challenge with the core as well as opening through the right hip. Bring their hands behind the back of the right thigh. Reach the right toes up towards the sky. And then bend the right knee. Exhaling to lift up. Inhaling to bend. A few more like this. So starting to wake up the back of the hamstring. And if you felt like even more, you could do this without hands. So reaching hands down by your sides. Let's go one more. Holding the leg up at the top, flex the foot. Try lift the nose towards the knee a little more. Let's go one more breath. And then lower down to the ground. Hug the left knee towards the chest, right leg out long. Just take this moment to squeeze the knee in. And again, maybe you stay here, or if you felt like more, lift the right toes up to about 45 degrees. Press the lower back down to the ground. And then maybe the upper back lifts off, so nose in the direction of the knee. You're feeling your rib cage tucked towards the hips, so you're getting your upper core active as well. Bring the hands behind the back of the thigh. Inhale. Exhale, left toes towards the sky. Inhale to bend. Exhale, lengthen. A few more in your own breaths. And if you felt like more, hands reach by your sides. So it's a bit more active through the left hip flexor as well as the back of the legs. Let's go one more. Holding the left foot up to the top, flex out the left foot so you're driving the left heel towards the sky. Can you lift the nose towards the knee a little more? One more breath. And then lower the chest down to the ground. Hug both knees up to the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, maybe a little rock from side to side. Plant the feet behind the hips, hands down by the sides. To counter that hip flexion, we're going to enter in hip extension. Glute bridge, Setu Bandhasana. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, push through your feet, lift your hips up. Engage the glutes. There's a little tuck of the rib cage towards the hips. So imagine your bottom ribs trying to pull towards your hip bones. That's just going to keep the spine in more neutral position so we can really focus on hip extension here. One more breath. Hips come down to the ground. Hug the hands behind the back of the thighs. A couple of rock and rolls up and down the spine. These could be smaller, they could be bigger. It's totally up to you. And then coming up, landing with the soles of the feet together, Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Knees wide, hands around the ankles. Pull on your ankles as you lift up really tall, chest up. Take a big breath in, squeeze the shoulder blades down. As you exhale, lean yourself forward. Imagine your heart space trying to reach to your big toes. Elbows might touch down on the insides of the thighs. Just very lightly pressing them down towards the ground. One more breath. Walk yourself back, Navasana boat pose. You might have your hands around your thighs as you lift your feet off the ground. Shins could stay parallel with the ground, or if you felt like more, lift the toes up, squeezing your shoulder blades back. And if you felt like even more, you could reach the hands out long. Looking towards your big toes, trying to lift the sternum up, so we're creating more of a neutral spine here, which is going to challenge through the core, the back body, the hip flexors. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, tuck your left foot in towards the right hip. Cross your right foot over the left thigh, Ardha Matsyendrasana. We twist to the right. Take a big breath in, lift tall. As we exhale, turn your chest to the right. Shoulder blades down. If the right hip comes off the ground, that's okay for the moment. This is quite a big twist for the beginning. Come back through center Navasana again. Big breath in. This time as we exhale, right foot tucks in, take your left foot over. You can use your hands here. As best as you can, try bringing the left hip down. Big breath in, lift tall. As we exhale, twist to the left. Right elbow might be in front of the shin, or it could be to the outside of the thigh. Same thing one more time, but we're going to add on a little more. Lift the feet up. Navasana. Constricting the throat, creating that wave-like sound. One more breath. Tuck your left foot in, cross the right foot over the left thigh. Inhale, lift tall, both hip bones as close as you can to the ground. Exhale, twist. This time, come back through center. Inhale, turn to the left. Use your hands if you need. You're going to turn to the back of the mat, landing in Malasana, garland pose. So it's kind of like a deep squat. Feet about mat width distance if you've got a mat. Might be more narrow, might be wider. Hands could come to the chest as you press the elbows onto the insides of the legs to help open the knees. Engage the glutes. It's going to help that external rotation of the hip bone. Shoulder blades pull back. And if it feels good, you could shift to one leg, lifting the heel off the ground. Then coming back and then shifting the weight into the other heel, lifting that heel off the ground. Let's go 2 more breaths here. We're going to be in this position quite a bit in our class today, opening through the ankles, the knees, and the hips. We're going to keep turning around in our circle. So turn to the left, right knee is going to lower in until you come to your half Matsyendrasana on the other side. Big breath in, lift tall. As we exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back through center, turn to the right with or without the help of the hands, lift up, Malasana to the back again. This time, if you wanted a little bit more, as you shift to your left heel, lifting the left heel off the ground, you're going to try tap the left knee to the center of the mat. Inhaling, landing the heel down. As you exhale, shift to the right, tap the right knee towards the middle of the mat. Inhale, lower. Exhale, left knee taps down. So opening through the back of the feet and the toes. Inhale. Exhale, right knee. Inhale, Malasana. As we exhale, twist to the right. Tuck the left knee in. Lower yourself down, Adho Matsyendrasana. But then lift the feet one more time, Navasana, boat pose. Inhaling, lifting the feet. Exhaling, retracting the shoulder blades, trying to lift the toes up a little bit higher. One more breath. Lower yourself down, reverse tabletop here. Bring the hands behind you, fingertips facing you, feet hip width distance. Big breath in, lift the chest up. You might stay here if you felt like a little more. Push through the feet and lift the hips. Engage the glutes. Pull the shoulder blades onto the back body so you're really opening through the front of the chest. One more breath. Lower yourself down to the ground. A little shake out of the wrists. We're going to do that again, but add on if we wanted to. So hands down. Breathe in, lift up the chest, and then as you exhale, maybe the hips lift as well. Can you imagine your heels trying to pull towards your hands? So you're engaging through the back of the hamstrings. Inhale, lift up a little more. This time as we exhale, you lower your hips down and then back, swinging the hips behind the hands, lengthening the legs. Really push the hands into the ground to protract your shoulder blades so you're trying to puff up through your upper back. One more breath. And then lower yourself down. A little shake out of the wrists. So that exercise is really good for building upper body strength and tension through the core and the hip flexors. One more time with another option to add on if you wanted to. Breathe in, lift up the chest. As you exhale, push through the feet, lift the hips up. One more breath here. Breathe in. As you exhale, swing the hips back. And then as best as you can, lift the right foot off the ground, holding for a few breaths. You can always do this with the hips down on the ground. Breathe in, lift the foot a little higher. Exhale, touch it down, other side. Keep pushing the hands down. One more breath in. Exhale, lower the foot, lower the hips, shake out the hands. Whew, that was challenging. Good though, love a challenge. Navasana boat pose, inhale, lift up the feet. As you exhale, cross over the ankles, plant the hands in front of you, step back into a plank position. Big breath in, shift your weight forwards. Just one tricep push up, chaturanga, come halfway. Inhale, lift up. This time lower all the way down to the belly. Once you get there, maybe cobra, maybe locust pose. Especially if you're feeling a bit of sensation through your hands, Shalabhasana locust pose might be for you. Hands behind you. Inhale, lift the chest up, squeeze the glutes. As you exhale, maybe the feet lift as well. So rolling the shoulders back, might clasp the hands into fists, roll out the wrists. Using the strength of your back body to lift you a little higher. Point the toes, get strong and active through the back of the legs. Big breath in. Exhaling, coming down, hands by the ribs, child's pose. Balasana. Can you crawl your fingertips a centimetre more forward? Broaden the shoulder blades, so spread them wide, almost like you're trying to touch the edges of the mat. Breathe in, roll yourself forward. As you exhale, tuck onto the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Tucking the chin in, looking at a spot in between your feet or maybe even further back. Lifting your hips up and away. Lengthening the arms, pushing the hands down into the ground to activate the biceps, the triceps, the shoulders. One more breath. Okay, we're going to pick up the flow, the sequence a little more. Bend your legs, look forward. Inhale, step your right foot outside the right hand. As you exhale, step the left foot outside the left hand. Inhale, lift the chest up. Squat position, hands forward. Exhale, stand up, hands to chest. Squeeze the glutes. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands down. Inhale, step back into your plank. As you exhale, chaturanga, tuck the elbows in, come halfway. Push back, high plank, inhale. Drop your knees down, exhale, child's pose. Look forward, we're gonna strike our cobra. Inhale, shoot through. You can either stay down with the hips or come into upward facing dog, pressing through the tops of the feet. As you exhale, downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up and back. Let's go 2 to 3 breaths here. Bend your legs, look forward. Inhale, left foot outside the left hand. Exhale, right foot outside the right hand. Bend your legs, lift the chest. Inhale, hands forward. Exhale, lengthen the legs, hands to chest. Squeeze glutes. Inhale, arms up, look to your thumbs. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands, step back into your high plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Strong core brace. Inhale, lift back up, ground the knees. Exhale, balasana, child's pose. Elbows down on the ground, look forward. Inhale, shoot through. Maybe cobra, maybe upward facing dog, rolling shoulders back. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Or at any point you can come back into child's pose for a bit more rest. One more breath. Now you can either step forward or you can take a little jump. So inhaling, if you're jumping with me, bend your legs, look forward. And then as you exhale, feet outside the hands. Active squat, inhale. Exhale, hands to chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands down, inhale, step or jump back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees down, elbows down, hips back. Look forward, inhale, shoot through. Maybe cobra or up dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. 2 more breaths. Let's try that again. Inhale, bend your legs, look forward. Exhale, jump. Active squat, inhale. Exhale, hands to chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Hands down, step or jump back to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up. Knees down. Exhale, hips back, elbows down. Inhale, shoot through. Exhale, downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Two more times with the add-on with crow pose. Inhale, bend your legs, look forward. Exhale, jump, lift your hips. Inhale, arms up, active squat. Exhale, hands to chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. If you wanted crow pose, bring your hands slightly more forward of you. Spread the fingertips wide. Walk your feet in slightly. Bend your elbows back. Just making sure hands under shoulders. You're going to land your knees somewhere up the arm. I prefer slightly lower, so my knees stack on top of my elbows. Look underneath your head. You might keep your toes down or lift one foot, lift the other foot. Protracting your shoulder blades, so puffing up through your upper back, trying to squeeze your feet towards your glutes. And if you wanted to try the jump back, you'll take a breath in. As you exhale, try to land the toes by the time your elbows bend. Chaturanga. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees down, elbows down. You might stay here or shoot through. Inhale, your back bend of choice. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Exhale. Bend your legs, look forward. Inhale. Exhale, jump your feet wide. Inhale, lift the hands. Exhale, arms to heart center. Inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, hands down. And if you want crow pose, Bakasana or Kakasana, I should say, shuffle your feet in, lift the hips, bend the elbows back. Shift your weight forward. Take a breath in. Squeeze your feet in. And then as you exhale, either walk or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, knees down, elbows down. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Your back bend. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Taking 3 to 5 breaths here, so a little bit more. So moving into more of a main sequence here, playing with lower body strength, stability, mobility, as well as some upper body stuff. Bend your knees, look forward. Either walk your feet to your hands on the inside of them, or you can hop if you'd like. Fold forward on your exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Lift all the way up, big breath in, stalk pose, right knee lifts. And then as you exhale, either right hand around the side of the right thigh, or if you wanted to, peace fingers around the right big toe. Left hand could still be up, or left hand to hip, big breath in. As you exhale, right foot extends. Hasta Padangusthasana. Think right hip down. Lift tall, right shoulder back, take a big breath in. As you exhale, if you wanted to, lean forward, elbow wide as you try to touch the chin to shin. Inhale, lift up. As you exhale, right hand to the right hip. We're going to pulse 5 times. So lift up, 1, 2, 3, option with the knee bent, 4, 5, one more breath, hold. Bend the right knee, inhale. As you exhale, curtsy lunge. Take your right toes behind the left and then out to the left a little more. You're gonna bend your right knee and your left, aiming to get the right knee tapping on the outside of the left heel. Inhale, lift the right knee back up, stalk pose. Exhale to curtsy. So keep the hips square to the front, left knee tracks forward. 3 more times. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, bend. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, hold. We're going to turn to the right, Malasana at the back of the mat. So shift yourself around, hands to your chest, elbows dig into the insides of the thighs, squeeze the glutes, one more breath. Bring the hands down to the ground. You might just need to hop yourself into the middle of the mat. Lift up the heels, crawl your hands forward so you can kind of imagine an active child's pose here. Knees hugging towards the armpits. Take a big breath in as you roll yourself forward, coming into a high plank position. As you exhale, chaturanga, tuck the elbows in. Inhale, lift back up, high plank, knees come down, hips back, child's pose, stay here. Or use your next breath in, roll forward, your back bend of choice. Exhaling, downward facing dog. One more breath, imagining the toes trying to pull towards your shins. Getting the front of the ankles active. Breathe in, bend your legs, look forward, either step forward, Uttanasana, or hop forward. Exhaling to land. Halfway lift, inhale. Retract the shoulder blades, squeeze in together. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, left knee pulls to the chest. Stork pose. As you exhale, either left hand around the outside of the left thigh, or you can take your left peace fingers around your left big toe. Right hand to right hip. Take a big breath in, lift tall, squeeze shoulder blades back. As you exhale, left heel kicks out. Left hip pulls down, left shoulder draws back. Take a big breath in, lift the crown of the head. As you exhale, lean forward, maybe chin to shin. Inhale, lift up. And then if you want to, left hand to left hip. Pulsing the leg up 5 times. 5, 4, 3, really strengthening through the hip flexors and the quad. One more. Hold for a breath. Bend the left knee, inhale. As you exhale, curtsy lunge. Take your left foot back and then to the right side. Keep your hips square to the front, well, your back of the mat. Bend your left knee so it taps on the inside of the right foot. Right knee tracks forward. Inhale, lift your left knee up. Exhale, lunge. 3 more. Inhale. Hands wherever feels good. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, hold. Pivot to the left, Malasana, now facing the front. Shuffle your feet around as you need. If you want to play with the crow pose here as well, you can. Hands up, or hands down I should say, hips up. Leaning forward. Pressing your fingertips down into the ground. Keeping your eye gaze still. Try not to tuck the chin in, look underneath you. And then eventually landing down. Shuffle yourself inwards. Heels are off the ground. Shuffle your hands forward so you can imagine a crouching balasana, child's pose. Stay here or ripple forward, high plank, breathe in, lengthening your legs and curling your upper back. Exhale, chaturanga, coming halfway. Inhale, lift back up. Exhaling, knees down, hips back, forearms down. Stay here or shoot forward. Inhale. Exhale. Downward facing dog. Big breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Let's try that again. Inhale, bend your legs, look forward. Hop or step to the front of the mat. Exhale. Folding. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise up, right knee lifts. Exhale, right hand wherever feels good. Kick the right foot out, breathe in. Exhale, lean forward. Inhale, lift back. Exhale, right hand to right hip, hold, 1 breath. Right hip down. Bend the right knee, inhale. As you exhale, step it behind, curtsy lunge. Inhale, just 1 more, lift the right knee. Exhale, take it around. Malasana at the back, shuffle around, turn to the right, land. And then just shuffle yourself back into the middle of the mat, maybe a little hop. Heels are off the ground. Walk your hands forward, crouching balasana. Start a ripple from your feet, then up your knees, your hips, through your shoulders and spine until your upper body. Big breath in. Plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, knees down, hips back. Shoot forward, breathe in. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, maybe hop, maybe step. Uttanasana, forward fold. Half lift, inhale. Push away from your legs. Exhale, fold. Rise up, breathe in, stalk post, left knee lifts. Exhale, left arm wherever feels good. Inhale, kick your left leg out. Drive the heel away, point the toe slightly. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, left hand to left hip. 1 more breath here. Bend the left knee, inhale. Exhale, curtsy lunge. Keep your hips square, 1 more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, take it behind. Malasana to the front, swivel around. Exhale, hold. Optional crow pose, Kakasana. Or if there's any other arm balance or inversion you'd like to take here, go for it. My arms are feeling very slippery at the moment. I'm sweating quite a bit. Eventually landing yourself back on your mat with your heels up. Reach the arms forward. Hug the knees towards the armpits. Start a ripple. Inhale, roll forward. Come high onto your back toes. Chaturanga. Lower halfway. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, knees down, hips back. Inhale, roll forward. This time, ground the knees, hips back, child's pose. Take a few breaths here just to settle the energy a little more. And then start to walk yourself up. We've got 1 more sequence where we're going to play with our pistol squats as well as a little bit more arm variations. Now the first is kind of like a tuck handstand. I'll show you what we do because it's a little different from just jumping forward. What you'll do is you'll kind of come into like a mini down dog. You walk your feet forward a little more. You bend your legs, look in between your hands, spread your fingertips wide, and then you want to try to get your hips on top of your shoulders. And then you'll try a few times, and you might catch the balance for a half a second, a full second, tucking your feet towards your hips. Let's go anywhere between 0 and 10 times. So just depending on how you're feeling. How I like to breathe here is inhaling at the bottom, holding the breath as you jump, and then exhaling to land. So it's more of an inhale and then a hold on the initial jump, and there's like a little breath out on the way. Let's go one more. And then eventually bringing our feet forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale. Right knee lifts, inhale, stork pose. This time take it to curtsy lunge, exhale. We're gonna pivot a quarter, so turn to the right, facing the right side of the mat, and then either step your right foot forward, malasana, or if you felt like more, pistol squat. Shift your weight into your left foot. You can use your hands to help you, kicking your right foot out in front. You might reach a hand or two hands around your right foot. This is my hard side. From here, if you felt like a little more, you can push up. All the way up, taking a big breath in. And then as you exhale, trying to make your way down. If you're with me, try that one more time, breathing in, lifting up. And then breathing out, coming back down. Land your foot back in Malasana, and then fold forward. So you're facing the side of the mat here. Slowly roll yourself up through standing. Bring your hands behind your hips. Take a big breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, standing camel. Push your hips forward. Engage your glutes. Lift up through the sternum. One more breath. And then lower yourself back into your forward fold. So from here, we're going to have a little bit of playtime in what's called gorilla walks, kind of inspired by animal flow. So you're going to start one edge of the mat, and we're going to try to make our way to the back of the mat. Now, for most of you, you'll have your right leg furthest. You're going to plant your left hand, then the right hand, and then you're going to lift your left foot up, and then your right. So it's kind of like a little hop, landing in your Malasana at the back, and then it's the opposite. Be right, left, and then right, left. And we might find a little bit of balance time at the top, otherwise it might look a little lower to the ground, and that's totally cool. We're going to try practice a few, again, anywhere between, let's say, 0 and 6. And don't be afraid to fall over. It's supposed to be fun, trying to find balance. Also quite a lot of coordination involved in this one. Let's go anywhere between 1 and 3 more. Eventually we'll finish at the back. Once you get into the back, just shuffle your legs in so you're in a narrow squat, like a toe stand. Tap the knees forward in front of you. Lift up, setting up for camel pose, Ustrasana. Hands to the hips again. As you exhale, push your hips forward. If you felt like more, maybe one hand to the heel, one hand high, or if you wanted even more, both hands can reach down to the heel. Toes could be tucked or untucked. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. You can either have the chin tucked, or if it felt comfortable, you can have the head all the way back. One more breath. Eventually making your way out. Bring your hands in front of you so you're in a tabletop position. Extend the left foot forward, as into the front of your mat, half straddle. You might shift your hips forward and back. As best as you can, try to turn the left toes to the right side of the mat. And then holding somewhere for a few breaths. So hips might be further towards the heels. You could have the elbows underneath the shoulders. If you felt like more, arms could walk forward. Another option is to walk the hands towards the left foot. So you're creating a bit more of a side bend through the right side body. If you are taking that option, draw the right shoulder to the ground. Two more breaths. Lift yourself up, swivel your right toes to the back, shuffle your left leg around so you're facing the front. Right hand plants on the inside of the left foot. Lift the right knee off the ground. Inhale as you reach your left hand forward. As you exhale, big circle up with the hand, twisting towards the left thigh. Keep circling around to the back, and then bring it down in front of you. Making your way to a downward facing dog. You might need to hop your right foot forward and then step your left foot back. Optional vinyasa here. I'm feeling pretty content and just hanging out. The more consistent we are with turning up with ourselves in our body and our mind, the easier it's going to feel, the stronger we get, not just physically, mentally, energetically. We're going to play with those little tuck jumps again. If you wanted to, of course you can rest. So if you're with me, spread your fingertips wide, look in between your hands, bend your knees, breathing in, and then a little hold of your breath as you kick up, and then coming down. So if you've been working on your handstands, these are quite fun to play with learning how to stabilize the weight, but it tends to be a little bit easier to hold than if the toes were all the way up. Okay, eventually making our way into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise up, stalk pose. Exhale, peace fingers around the foot. Inhale, extend out. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, release the arm around the foot. Inhale, as you exhale, curtsy lunge. Bend the right knee forward, tap the left knee down, and then it's a little quarter turn towards the left side of the mat. Either step your left foot forward, Malasana, or try kick your left foot out, pistol squat. So again, maybe your arm reaches towards the inside or outside of the foot, maybe even peace fingers. I find this side a lot easier. Chest over the right thigh. If you wanted to try press up, push through your right foot, use your hands if you need. Lifting up, inhaling. Exhaling low. One more time, inhale, lift up. Exhale low. Slide back, Malasana, left foot comes down, and then fold forward. Uttanasana, probably a little bit wider. Rise up through standing. Reach the arms up and over, inhale. And then as you exhale, standing camel, hands come behind. Push your hips forward, engage the glutes. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Coming back into our Malasana. We're going to try that on the gorilla hops on the other side. So it goes right, left, then right, left. And there are just going to be times where you fall over and and that's fun, that's cool. Let's go one more, ending up at the back of the mat. We've all got to start somewhere, right? Shuffle your feet in, toe stand, feet hip width distance. Lift the chest up and then tap the knees forward. Hips come off the heels, preparing for Ustrasana, camel pose. Inhale. As you exhale, push your hips forward. Maybe hands stay on the glutes, or you can bring one hand down to the heel, other arm up, or if you wanted to, both hands towards the heels. Eventually coming all the way back up. Nice way to find hip extension again. Bring your hands in front of you, tabletop position. Extend your right foot out to the front, but turn the right toes to the left side of the mat. Shift your weight forward and back. Aim to press the outer edge of your right foot down to the ground. And eventually holding, maybe it's elbows or hands on the ground. If you felt like something different, you could walk your fingertips towards your right foot. Big stretch through the adductors, the inner of the legs, maybe the spine if you've got the side bend. One more breath. Shuffle your hands back a little bit. Turn the left toes to the back of the mat. Shuffle the right foot to the right side of the mat. Left foot plants on the inside of the right foot. Tuck left toes, lift the left knee off. Inhale, reach your right hand forward. As you exhale, big circle up to the sky, turning the chest to the right. And then coming back down to the ground. Step your hands forward a little bit. Down dog. Left foot forward, right foot back. Holding for a big breath in through the nose. Maybe a sigh out of the mouth. Wow, we've done a lot of work today. Bring the knees down. Sweep your feet to one side. We're going to slow things right down. Finding our Upavista Konasana, our wide-legged forward fold. Set up how you'd like. I'm just turning to the side of the mat because it's a bit more comfortable. Toes are up. Bend your knees as much as you need here to fold forward. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, walking hands forward. Maybe the elbows come down. Hinging at the hips, so trying to lengthen the lower back as much as we can, feeling the belly button pull forward, but keeping the toes facing up. Listen into your breath. See if you can intentionally slow it down. And every exhale, maybe finding a little more space to deepen into this asana. 2 more breaths. How good does it feel to be in stillness after a lot of movement? Shuffle yourself back. Sweep your feet to the front, and then let's roll down onto our backs. Knees hugging in towards the chest. And then if you felt like a little more, reach the feet up to the sky. You might stay here if you wanted to head towards shoulder stand. Bring your hands by your sides, palms facing down. Press through your hands as you lift your hips up. Stagger yourself slightly so your feet are further over your head, your hips are back. Tuck the elbows in, hands reach to the base of the pelvis. Maybe this is where you stay, although if you felt like you had more space, lift your feet up higher, lift your hips up higher. Point your toes, engage the glutes, tuck the chin in so that the neck is long on the ground, feeling a really nice stretch there. Although if it does become quite intense, back out a little. And then eventually just walking the hands down a little more. Big breath in. And then as you exhale, if you wanted to, plow pose, halasana. Taking the feet up and over the head. Maybe the toes touch, maybe they don't. If they do touch, see if you can point your toes. Hands could remain around on the back. If the toes did touch, you could interlace the fingertips, pulling the knuckles to the front. Shuffling the shoulders underneath you. And then if you did feel like even more, you could tuck the knees in by the ears. Ear pressure pose, Kanapidasana. And then eventually rolling yourself out. How I like to do this is reaching my hands towards my feet. And just releasing tension around the shoulders. And then just slowly rolling down the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Taking a minute at the bottom. Feel the spine neutralize. It might feel nice to come back into constructive rest, having the feet wide, the knees knocking together. Feel free to stay here if you wanted to enter into a counter pose, Matsyasana, our fish pose. You could either have the legs out long or the legs crossed, like in a Sukhasana, easy pose, totally up to you. Tuck the elbows in by the ribs and grab your hands around the sides of the glutes or the thighs. You'll push your elbows down into the ground, lift the chest up to the sky, and then your head will come behind you. So crown of the head on the ground, looking at the back. Big stretch through the throat and the front of the body. One more breath. And then just coming down to the ground. Taking your arms out wide to a T. Bend your knees again, feet wide on the mat. Knock the knees from side to side. Next time your knees are over to the left, hold. You might stay here and just keep focusing on pulling the knees down. Another alternative for a deeper twist is stacking the right knee on top of the left. You could also go for a single leg twist, reaching the left toes towards the front of the mat. Eye gaze could turn down the right arm. Coming back through center, either knocking the knees over to the right, getting more of a quadricep stretch, opening through the left front of the hip, or for a deeper twist, left knee stacks on top of the right, anchoring the shoulders down to the ground, and then maybe turning your eye gaze to the left. Big breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Eventually making your way back through center, sitting up for Shavasana. Maybe your knees are bent here, maybe the legs are long. Slow, deep breaths. Melting any tension away from the face, relaxing the eyebrows and the eyelids, softening the jaw and the lips. Just taking this time to pause at the end of our practice so that the effects of the movement and the breath and the focus and concentration really settles in. Not just in a superficial way, but in a deeper way. and starting to come back to the breath. If you would like to stay in Shavasana for our transition out, please feel free to. To be honest, I'm feeling pretty relaxed right now. If you would like to finish in a seat, then maybe just grabbing the back of the legs, rolling yourself up. Finding a tall spine, closing down the eyes again. I don't know if you can hear through the video, but there's a big storm going on outside. It's very windy. And take this moment to thank yourself for turning up. It might have been uncomfortable, it probably didn't feel easy, but the more we practice it, the easier it gets. Maybe bringing the hands into the lap or bringing hands through heart center, Anjali Mudra. Take a big breath in through the nose, lift up a little taller. Exhale through the nose or the mouth. Let it go. Thank you so much, my friends. Let me know how you found the practice down below. And as always, if you wanted to see more longer classes like this one, as well as some other exclusive content, then please feel free to check out our Patreon account down below. I'll leave a link. But I look forward to moving and breathing with you again sometime soon. Thank you.